Hello, and thank you for stopping by. Today I'm doing an unboxing of this Cen Tech battery charger from Harbor Freight. This is a pretty decent sized battery charger, and what I don't like, a lot of these new chargers come with, you see where it says automatic? If you have a battery that doesn't have enough voltage in it, these won't charge. And you can see over here where it says microprocess controlled automatically switches. Well, I have a small one that when the batteries don't have enough charge, they just won't work. And what I use these primarily for today is when I'm working on tractors, lawn tractors. A lot of times the batteries are just about dead, or they might even have a dead cell. What I've used for years is Old Reliable here. You see this? I picked up this charger sometime in the early 70s. I can't tell you the amount of times I've used this. Thousands of batteries were charged through this thing. A lot of times when the cars had a weak battery in the wintertime, I would just put it under the hood, pull the hood down over it so the snow and rain would stay off it, and let it run all night long. And we're talking early 70s I got this. For those of you that remember, I actually got this with the green stamps. Grand Union, one of the supermarkets in the area, used to hand out stamps. And I used to collect those stamps, and this is just one of the tools I picked up from back then. And over the years, the only thing that was changed, I added this handle. I made this out of one of those 55-gallon plastic drums. Just cut it down, made the end, slipped it in. The amp meter doesn't work any longer, and that's because I dropped it one day from a sizable height. And the only repairs that I've done to it, this is off topic, but I just want to point this out. If you find one of these in a flea market, pick it up. You can't go wrong. I had to put a new end on the power cord, and the original clips just rotted out. They were a little smaller than these, and from charging the batteries, leaving them on, when the acid hit on them, they just corroded out. And these are on their way out as well. Other than that, this has been working from the 70s. Just to give you an idea, I had a driver with a weak alternator one time that had to make deliveries for me. And every time that driver came back into the shop, I would put this battery charger on the battery until the next delivery. She would go out, come back, and we'd do the same thing. That went on for 2 days before she went on and got a new battery. Things like that. I mean, this charger was used, abused, and it's still going strong. But the main reason I picked this one up, I have a battery in this Blazer that has a dead cell. It's shorting out. And I watched a couple of videos where they put baking soda, then they flushed it out, they put Epsom salt, charged it, flushed it out. But the ones that seemed to work needed a 200 amp charge to them. And the reason for that was to desulfate them. I'm going to see if this works. As of now, I'm not going to do a review on this charger. There's quite a few reviews online, and it's a mixed bag of nuts with this. Some say they work great, been using it for years, but you know how it is with Harbor Freight. They have something that works, and then they change it to something that doesn't work. But before I bought it, I made sure there wasn't a restocking fee on this, because if this doesn't work, it's going right back. And here's a tip. If you're buying anything at Harbor Freight, and the reviews are sketchy, and you're not quite sure on whether it's going to work for you or not, make sure there isn't a restocking fee. And that's what I did with this. I checked with the manager, and I checked with the manager, and again with the cashier. Had the cashier look up to make sure there wasn't a restocking fee on this. If this works, I'm keeping it. If it doesn't work, or there's issues with these controls or whatever, it's going right back. I'm not going to wait. I can't tell you how many things I was going to take back, and they just never got there. So without further ado, let's open this box and see what it looks like. There were several of these on the shelf when I went to Harbor Freight, and out of all of them, this was the best box. A lot of the boxes were all crushed in on the side, and this was the best one I could find. Okay, first, okay, we have the wheels. All right. we have the unit itself here. Let's see. Just gonna lay this on the side and flip it over. It'll be a lot easier here. Right. All right. Not a bad looking unit. Let's see. We have the 6 volt, 2 amps, the 12 volt, 2 amps. The 6 volt I never use. I don't have any 6 volt batteries. Then we have 12 volts at 40 amps, the boost. We have 6, and then we have this 12 volt at 10 amps. And this is what I'm interested in. This 12 volt at the 200 amps. From what I've seen on other videos, you need that strong charge to break up the sulfate that's on the battery plates. May or may not work. Now, I'm not sure if this will stay on for any length of time or if it's just a quick burst. I have to read the directions and get back to it. Let's take a look at this unit all around. It's a nice unit. It's not too large as far as storage. It's nice the way they have the wires set up in the back where you can store the wires, wrap it around, and it has these little like battery terminals to clamp them onto. Clamps themselves have rubber on them. There's a plastic in there. Regular 3-prong cord. We have the handle. This looks like the axle for the wheels. Well, not too complicated as far as putting it together. It's not much, just the handle and the wheels have to be put together. And how would that go? I guess they'd be screwed in like this. Then you have your handles and wheels. It's nice that they have this as a mobile unit because this is a little heavy. Trug around. Now it's got the wheels. Let's see, does it have a... Okay. Let's see what it looks like here. Alright. So this would get mounted underneath is a leg. You would have the wheels, 2 wheels in the back and a leg in the front. That's about it. I'm going to mount the wheels, the little leg in the front, the handle. Not much more different than what it's going to look like now. There's really not much else to show on this. It's pretty straight cut. Once I get this all together, the first test will be the battery from this Blazer. And for now, that's a wrap. Until next time, stay safe.